Hey everyone, I'm Professor Davis. This is a short video to help students who are doing question number 2 in English 102 about the value of a college education beyond academic success. Just to help you find sources for essay 1 and 2. And I'm going to have a couple of windows open. I'm going to have a Google Doc open so that I can record my sources. I have RefSeek, which is a good free online source. I have Google Scholar, which is scholar.google.com. I already started this research so that this video will be short. I'm starting off with just plain old Google, and I have my CCP open up. So I'm going to start. The question is beyond academic achievement, what is the best or highest value of a college education? I start in Google because Google is going to give me search terms that I can use when I go to the academic databases. And so I put in, besides academic achievement, what are the values of a college education? Came up with the source from UNCF, which is, I don't know what it is, doesn't matter. Because it gives some good answers. It says resilience, problem solving, and collaboration are things that a college education teaches. And so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to grab this term resilience. I'm going to go over here. We need 3 sources from the academic databases in Essay 1, more in Essay 2, I think. And so I'm going to go over here to Student Services. I'm going to click on Library, and I'm going to click that twice. We're going to come back to this first page, which is just a Summon search. Summon is a big academic database. But first, I'm going to go to the specific databases. I'm going to go through A through Z database list because I want to have that open in case we need it. But now I'm going to go back here to the Summon search. I'm going to put in college, or because we can't ask a database a question like Google, we use keywords. So I'm going to put in college or university or higher education, and then I'm going to paste my word resilience. Take out that comma, and I'm going to search. Comes up with a lot of stuff. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna narrow it down using the limiters over here. I'm gonna click on full text because we don't want something that just tells us there's something available in the world, but you don't have access to it. That wouldn't be very useful. And I'm gonna click on scholarly peer reviewed because that's what we're kind of trying to learn in English 102. And it gives us a ton of sources, 3,733. I'm not gonna go through and look at these. What I would do is I'm gonna look at these by title and find one for, oh, I love the meta-analyses. I'm going to click on that just because I did find it. Um, a meta-analysis shows you multiple different studies. And so this is a good source to have because it could lead to other sources. This one source could lead to all the sources you need for Essay 2, honestly, for Essay 1 and Essay 2, honestly, depending on how good it is. And here it is. It comes up. I like to download the PDF. Here it is. I also like this trick. I'm on a Mac. If you're on a PC, you would press Control F. I'm on a Mac, I'm going to press Command F, get a keyword search. I'm going to look for the word resilience. Mhm. And then I'm going to look on these different pages to see where it comes up. It gives us a definition. Cool, cool, cool. That's something that we could use in Essay 1. If I were going to get this definition and use it from this source, I'm going to grab the definition. I'm going to go over to my doc. I don't know that this is going to be the best definition. I'm just using this because I found it. Um, And that didn't copy it exactly right. See, that's why we want to be real careful about when we take information. Where was that? Here it is. Resilience is defined as a trait, process, or outcome. It describes how an inert personal resources promote an individual's ability to recover from adversity. I'm going to take that instead. I'm going to put quotation marks around this immediately so that I don't forget that it's a quote. Here's a couple of other things I'm going to do real quick. It's going to help me so I can just copy and paste this into the paper. I am going to, where is that source? I'm going to go back to the source. Oops, nope. I'm going to go back to the source where I found it, which is here. And now if you look up at the top, it says cite. This is cool because when you get to the references page, which is a pain in the butt to use Google sources, we want APA. This is for the references page. But what it does is it also gives us the authors right here. If there's more than 3 authors, we just take the first one, just the last name, and we're going to go according to Ang, and then we're going to put in an abbreviation like etc. That means and other people. Et al. ATL, ET space AL period. And then we're going to put the year. Look, it has the year right there for us, 2022, in parentheses, comma. Now this is just ready to copy and paste right into the paper. That is nice. I didn't even expect to find that. And we have the reference right there for the references page. I'm going to mark that off because I don't want to confuse it with other sources. What a delightful, unexpected find. Now, if I looked at this source more, if I took more time to look through this source, I would find that it has other good information. I'm not going to do that. Anyone can use this source, and you can look. When this is useful, if it has like a lot of good sources, you can look at their references and look at the titles. You know, not all of the titles are going to be related to college. This one I see education and coefficient of agreement. No, no. I'm not going to waste time looking through that right now, but that's a place to look for titles as well. So we have the information we need from this. So I'm going to close it. So that was one benefit. What I did is I started off on Google and I just asked the question, besides academic achievement, what are the values of a college education? Resilience was one. We went to the academic databases. I put in college or university or higher education and resilience under just this common, the first page you get to when you click on the library page. And it came up with a cool source that we could pick, kind of cherry pick. It takes longer usually going through the different titles and looking. I'm gonna skip forward to what I did besides these ones. These are good search terms. Problem solving, I would look that one up. Collaboration, I would look that one up in the databases as well over here, right? But down here I saw like personal and intellectual growth. I thought that's great. So I asked Google Scholar. I didn't ask it the question. I said personal growth and college or university or higher education. And when I got here, I saw, oh, there's a book. That's cool. But look, it doesn't give me the actual book. And if I say get access, It's going to take me through this process, and then at the end, it's going to want your money. You shouldn't have to pay. So I looked for this book making their way over here in the academic databases because we have access to ebooks, and I couldn't find it. And so I'm not going to waste time showing you that I couldn't find it. But that turned out to be a dead end. That's okay. But I would not use this in my essay, this abstract, which is just a brief description of the book, as a source, because it's not actually the source, it's the description of the source. And the only thing I could find in the academic databases is reviews of this book by other people that are short. We don't want the review, we want the actual book. The book is only available for money. I don't want you to pay. It turned out to be a dead end. That's okay. Looking over here, though, like I start to look for the PDF, right? Here's another meta-analysis, by the way. But look at the PDF. That's going to give us the full text. Okay. Um, and so what I do though is I don't want to look at Google Scholar. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab the title because you need three sources that come from the academic databases. I found one that I didn't anticipate finding, so that gave us one. I'm going to go over here back to the summon search where it says books or articles and more. I'm going to put in that title that I found in Google Scholar. And I know it's on Google Scholar, but if it's also in the databases and we get it through the databases, then it counts as towards the database sources. Boom. It almost always has it. I'm going to click on the PDF. See, this is why I like to download the PDF so I can read it more easily and I can search it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I think a misunderstanding is that people have to read a ton of articles in English 102, the whole thing. You don't really have to read the whole thing. You want to look at the abstract, introduction, and the discussion of a scientific article, then skim around it and find like good stuff. So I want the word growth. I'm going to skip past the abstract. The abstract is just going to tell us the basics of the thing. It's not going to give us anything concrete and specific. But look at this. The beginning starts off nicely. College provides students with unique and influential opportunities for personal growth and development. Undergraduate students often face important decisions during college relating to their future career, current friendships, intimate relationships, religious affiliation, health choices, connections. Look at all that detail. It's a time for soul searching. I don't know what part I want to take from this, and I don't want to waste time. And so here I'm taking a bunch of this. I'm gonna copy and paste this in two chunks because if I kind of scroll down, it's gonna mess it up. I'm gonna go back over to my Google Doc. I'm gonna put a quotation mark right away so I know it's a quote. I'm getting it set up to resize after I finish copying all the stuff that I want. I'm not going to use this whole quote in my paper. It's too much. Um, but I could use one quote in essay one, or even two quotes in essay one, and another quote from the same area in essay two, because we don't want to requote the same quotes in essay one and two. So I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to make that 14 because I have bad eyes, poor eyes. I'm gonna go like that. Oh, you know what? I forgot about the last one. I forgot to get the page number. But well, the PDF is in here, so I'm able to find that. So this is on pages five. If this is 524, then this is 523. So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that I go P 523 through 24. Period. That way the reader knows where to find this on the pages. Remember, we'll go back and we'll look at this source. This is the source right here. I can tell it has two authors, but you know what? I'm going to get that citation so that when I get to we don't want the sixth edition, we want the seventh edition and not the annotated of the APA, American Psychology Association. Copy that. I'm going to go down here for my references page. Because I'm in Google Docs, I'm going to use the clear text right away so that it doesn't show up ugly when I copy and paste it later on. What I need is I need to put the authors. The authors are Stevick and Ward, according to Stevick and Ward, 2008, comma. Now I can copy like parts of this. I might have to change the page numbers and come back and check, which sentence I'm going to use in essay one. Is that on 523 or 524? But I got a good quote from that. That's awesome. Or a lot of good quotes potentially. And I got the reference to copy and paste. Now I'm going to go over to RefSeek. This is another really good source that's free online. I already put in the question because I don't want to waste your time. What are the extracurricular advantages of college education? I put an extracurricular this time. I want to show you another trick. So this gives me something from Furman University that says 18 reasons why college is important. This is not going to be a source that I would use in the paper probably, okay? But what it is it's going to give me keywords to look up. And so I see life skills in here, right? I see job security. I see independence. These are all words that we could search in the academic databases. The academic databases to search in are going to be EBSCOhost and ProQuest, ProQuest Central. Along with another database that we were looking at already is when we get to the library page is Summon. And if we find a source online in Google Scholar, like I said, bring it over to Summon, find the article in our academic databases, and then get the citation. Notice that the citation is going to show me, the reader. Where is that? All this information that shows that it comes from academic databases.ccp.edu, right? So 18 reasons. We took terms like, here I'm in EBSCO. I'm going to put in college and look, it kind of fills it in when I push or. I'm going to change this to title. So it only looks for those words in the title. And I'm going to put life skills or life skills, depending on how people spell it in their paper. I'm going to change that to title. I'm going to search. There's nothing. That happens a lot. That's okay. We'll look in ProQuest. ProQuest, I'm going to click full text, peer reviewed, college or university or higher education. Would be cool if they filled that in for us, but they don't. No judgment. Life skills or life skills. I'm going to put that as title 2 because I don't want to mess around with stuff that does not lead to good stuff. Oh, check this out, 57 results. Now I'm not going to look through at these, but notice that they have the same features. You can download, you can cite, etc. And so to review real quickly, when I started off in Google, just plain old Google, as a way to get myself some keywords that would help me for the academic databases. I put in the question number 2. I saw these answers from this source, resilience, problem solving, collaboration. We went over here And our first search was for college or university or higher education and resilience. And we looked out and found that great source. Right, there would have been a lot of sources if we took more time. Then my second search was in Google Scholar. Is it right here? And it led to a dead end with that book, but it gave us this really good source right here. And instead of keeping the source here, we took this source over to Summon, that main library page, and we found it there. So that gave us a source from the academic databases. Then RefSeek. It didn't like I didn't look through all these sources. It probably would have found like maybe more good sources that we could switch over to Summon search. But we found that one that had like where was that? 18 reasons, right? And that gave us keywords that we could use in our academic databases. And if I put life skills and college education in here, I bet you if I go full text, so it doesn't um, give us any dead ends. Scholarly peer reviewed, we want that. There's 13,691. Well, you could, look at this page. We could also go to options. And change this to like title and title. It's got full text, etc. Where's the search? Oh, I didn't find anything that way. So I would look through this right here and find sources. But that's sort of my take on how to research, to start in Google, then to go to Google Scholar and RefSeek, and the academic databases based on the keywords that we get from plain old Google. And plain old Google is going to lead us to sources that are not necessarily like sources that we want to use. That's Google Scholar. Like I don't know if I want to use this source right here. You know what I mean? This doesn't look like it's a good source. I'm sorry. Like just from looking at it, it could be, but I would have to research it more. Like to see is this a good source. But it gave me keywords that I could look for in other sources, like the academic databases. Google Scholar gave me actual sources that I found in the databases. RefSeek gave me a source that gave me more keywords to look up in the databases. So it's a complicated process. And as I was doing all of this, just as a reminder, I'm recording my quotes with the author year. I forgot the page number on that one. I got the author, the year, and the page number on this one. I could go find this again, but I don't want to waste your time. This is these are some tricks. It'll take a lot longer. I spent about 20, 30 minutes preparing for this video, but if you take your time and break it up into smaller units, you should be able to find a lot of really good sources that I hope will help in Essay 1 and Essay 2. All right, take care. Have a great day. I will be available through Canvas inbox for any follow-up questions on this as well.